Good afternoon. My name is Joanna, and I will be your examiner for today. So, what are your names?
My name is Nefeli.
My name is Spiros.
Nice to meet you, Nefeli and Spiro. Let's start. In this first part of the test, I will ask you some personal questions. So, Nefeli, do you have a best friend? And what do you like about him or her?
Yes, I have a best friend. Her name is Natalie, and we have been together since we were at nursery school, and we have the same interests. For example, both of us like drawing, and that we can spend hours talking to each other about many different topics. And he likes birds, animals.
Perfect. Spiro, how about you? Tell us about your best friend.
My best friend's name is Fivos. I really like spending time with him, mainly because we have the same interests, like playing video games, listening to the same kinds of music, and talking about, you could call it, controversial topics. I could easily spend a lot of hours with him without ever getting bored.
Okay, perfect. That sounds perfect. Now, Spiro, what's your favorite subject at school, and why do you like it?
My favorite subject at school, I would say it is history, because it is very interesting this year. It's not only wars, it's how laws were made. We have the French Revolution that is very interesting, and many other stuff like that.
All right. Finally, Nefeli, where would you like to go for your next holiday, and why, of course?
I would like to go to Paris because I have wanted to go there since I was a little child, and I think Paris and France have many sites and many interesting sites, and especially I want to go to Eiffel Tower and Euro Disney, the most popular sites.
Yes, I can see why you want to go to Euro Disney. Okay, thank you very much. Let's now move on to the second part of the test. In this part, I am going to give each of you 2 photographs. I would like you to talk about your photographs for about a minute, and also to answer a question about your partner's photographs. So, Nefeli, you will be candidate A, and you, Spiro, candidate B. Okay? Nefeli, it's your turn first. Look at your photographs. They show people trying to win in different situations. I would like you to compare the photographs and say what you think might be difficult for the people about trying to win in these situations.
Okay, in the first picture I can see a tennis player playing tennis in a large stadium with many spectators, and in the second picture I can see some children running, probably in a race, and it might be difficult in both situations because they might have strong opponents, or they might be tired or anxious, or they might be stressed because many people are watching them. And all these in combination can do the victory a little difficult.
Yes, I see your point. Thank you, Nefeli. Now, Spiro, which sport would you prefer to do?
I would prefer to participate in the running competition, mainly because tennis is a little bit more difficult for me because of the complicated scoring system. While running, you just have to be faster than your opponents.
Okay. Right. Now, Spiro, I would like you to take a look at your own photographs. They actually show people spending time outside in different situations. I would like you to compare these photographs and say what you think that people are enjoying about spending time outside in these particular situations.
In the first picture, we can see a large group of friends, or maybe a large family, chatting and eating something below the tree, sitting below the trees. They're probably chatting, having fun, maybe catching up with each other's news. And they really seem happy in that photo too. The second photo shows two couples of girls just walking around, maybe looking at shops. They might want to sit down and have a coffee, have a little chat. And I'm sure they're gonna be enjoying themselves, whatever they do there.
Okay. Nefeli, which of these things would you prefer to do, and why, of course?
I would prefer to do the activity of the second picture because I love going sightseeing and they seem to be tourists, I think, and because I enjoy going for walks with my friends or chatting with my friends, and I like going to a cafe or going shopping.
Okay. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the third part. I would like you to talk about something together for about 2 minutes. I'd like you to imagine that a school is going to start some after-school classes to encourage their students to learn new skills. Here are some ideas for the classes and a question for you to discuss. First, you have some time to look at the task. And now I would like you to talk to each other about why students might want to learn to do these particular skills.
Okay, I think students want to learn speaking another foreign language because it is very interesting and I think it is very useful too to find a job in the future or to travel. And it is interesting too because you can learn about another culture, another history. What do you think?
I agree with your points, but I think that someone might want to do something more creative and a little bit more interesting. That could be learning how to play a musical instrument. The advantages of this option is maybe you can, if you're really good at it, maybe make some money, take part, become the guitarist of a band or whatever instrument you're playing. And I think it is just a little bit more fun than learning another foreign language. Do you agree?
Yeah, sure. And I think learn drawing well is another creative option because through drawing you can express your feelings or your feelings, or you can have a living of it. What do you think?
I agree with everything you said, but I think drawing is not exactly the thing that most people are interested at, and something a little bit more, something that will allow you to exercise at the same time is learning how to play a new sport. I think it's better because you can learn the sport better just by playing it over time, and it will benefit you in many different ways. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. But cooking daily is very useful too because you can live with it. You can cook instead to order food, and it is less expensive and healthier.
Okay, very good. Now I'm going to give you 1 more minute to decide which 2 would be the easiest to learn to do well. Okay. When you're ready, you can start.
I think cooking a meal is the easiest because if you have the suitable ingredients and the correct instructions, you can make a delicious meal and you can share it with your family and your friends. Do you agree?
I do not agree. I think that learning how to play a sport is easier because, as I said earlier, you will learn you will get better at it just by playing over time, and you will not need to put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we agree that these are the 2 easiest to learn?
Yes, I think.
Okay. So this was the finish of the 3rd part. Let's go on to the 4th part of this examination. I am going to ask some questions. So, Spiro, do you think classes like these would be popular with students, and why, or why not?
I do think that classes like this would be very popular with students because after a long day at school, you can just unwind by doing something you like or maybe something more interesting.
Yes, I see your point. Nefeli, how important do you think it is for people to try new activities, and why?
I think it is very important because they can discover a new talent, or they can understand that they can realize that they like it. And it is very important because if you try something new, you know if you like it or not.
Tell me about you. Do you like trying new things?
Yes, I like trying new things, and I like try, and if I fail, doesn't matter.
Of course, it doesn't matter. One more question for you, Nefeli, since they are related. Why do you think some people don't like to try new things?
I think they are afraid of failing and they don't want to fail, or they are bored of trying something new, or they are sure that they don't like it. And I think they used to do something, they don't want to change it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that routine offers safety for some people as well. You're right. Now, Spiro, a lot of people enjoy doing sports after school. Do you think this is a good thing?
I do think this is a good thing, mainly because in school you exercise your brain. Then after that, you can exercise your body. And especially if it's a sport you really like, a sport you're really into, you will enjoy yourself much more than just an interesting sport.
Don't you think it's rather tiring though?
It might be tiring for some people, and some other people might see it as just a little bit more exercise or just playing some games.
Now, let's be a bit more specific, Spiro. What do students enjoy doing after school here in Greece?
What I know from my male friends and from my personal experience, we prefer just playing video games after school, unlike my previous point, just because we personally want to relax.
All the time or now with the quarantine?
I mean, yeah, right now with the quarantine and everything like that, it is much more common.
Yeah, I can understand you. And a final question for you, Nefeli. Do you think it's better to go out and do things after school, or is it better to stay at home? And why?
I think it's better to go out and do things after school because you can meet new friends, you can make friends, you can meet new people, and you are with friends and you can exercise and have fun at the same time. And because if you're in the house, you will be bored, you will be alone. And
So I suppose you like to go out after school?
Yeah, I prefer to go out.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. This is the end of our test, and I wish you good luck with your results.
Thank you.